Hello and welcome to another installment of the Zionsville Fantasy Football podcast. This week brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper, the only fantasy football app made for fans by fans. Thanks to them for helping keep that going. This is the show where we take a look at all the goings on, the details of our league, because we all know our commissioner won't. I'm here with my co-host as usual, RJ Wagner. RJ, how are you doing?
I mean, did you listen to or did you hear about the Monday night game?
I'm sure we will talk about it later. We've got a special guest live from the San Fran Video Man studio out on the Golden Coast, Chase Fisher. Chase, it's great to have you. How are you doing?
Nick Chubb.
What'd you say? Nick Chubb?
Nick Chubb.
Ding.
You caught me.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I mean, we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. But I'm doing
Jaguars defense.
I mean, we'll get into it.
All right, like he said, we'll get into it. Let's get into that week 3 recap. Why don't we just go ahead and start off with Monty beating RJ. The razor thin margin, 0.56 points. Incredible. I'm sure RJ was hoping for a stat correction, anything like that. RJ, what do you have to say about your matchup?
The thing is I was on FaceTime with Sir Banks a lot. And I told him I would much rather of him be up 40, 50. I would have rather had the loss that Trevor had than the loss that I had because I didn't think I had a chance. I honestly did not the start of Monday night. And then, of course, Jake Elliott has to kick get 8 points by halftime, actually make me think I have a chance if Mike Evans scores. Mike Evans scores. Godwin gets a 2-point conversion. Trevor's a dick. They're going to get the ball back. They're going to get the ball back. Don't kick a field goal. Don't kick a field goal. Like, I mean, he's the biggest jinx. He's an ass. He doesn't deserve any part of this league. Yeah, it was tough. But the thing is I got to put it upon myself. I need to stop starting defenses that score negative points. I mean, 66.7% of the defenses that I've started this year have gotten negative points. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, really.
I've got a fun fact for you.
Is it fun?
Literally
is it going to be fun?
It's going to be fun.
You could have played literally, any other defense would have scored positive or 0 points. So if you'd scored any other defense, Jaguars defense was actually the only negative player in the league of like people that were started in fantasy football leagues. Jaguars defense is the only one.
You just took my fun stat.
That didn't even sound fun. But the thing is,
everybody else.
Chase, did you read the
match recap? I have it pulled up right now.
Kevin better look out. I know that we're getting ahead of ourselves with the preview. Kevin better look out. I'm 1-0 whenever I start a positive defense. So if I start a positive defense, it's kind of game over already. It's sad that Keenan Allen, his performance, his touchdown throw had to go to waste. It is very sad that it had to go to waste. But, I mean, hey, it happens. At least I'm not Chase Fisher in the 2012 championship game, losing by 0.06. So
it's also sad that our commissioner doesn't know ball. Just automatically,
he doesn't.
The Buccaneers would get the ball back. It was insane.
For a guy that worked in the NFL, you'd expect more.
Where's the proof that he worked in the NFL? I don't see any.
I don't see any either. I think he just lived out there, honestly. Yep. I mean, if you think so, I mean, you were out there with him.
Okay, we're getting a little bit too negative.
He didn't get me tickets.
We're getting a little bit too negative. Let's move.
Fuck you, Trevor. Look into the camera. Fuck you. go to the
Let's
next
move on
game.
to a bit more fun, lighthearted matchup. You got Jack Pilcher beating Kevin 145 to 122. You know, it doesn't feel great to see Jack win, but it feels great to see him smile. And I just knew he was smiling. He had that, oh gosh, I'm so smart, I beat Kevin. He had Pat and Tyreek really combining for almost 60 points. Chase, any thoughts on their matchup?
I'll be honest, I don't know a single player on either one of these guys' teams.
That's saying a lot.
Patrick Mahomes did well. 3 touchdowns.
I got
Chase
Jack. Go ahead.
Chase is reading the week 3 recap. So, RJ, what you got?
Jack texted me at 5:11 p.m. Sunday night.
It's got to be good.
He said, "Talk trash about my team. Everyone bets against me. The sports book makes money. Genius." Jack thinks that I believe he has a great team, and I'm talking shit on his team on our podcast for people to bet against him. But Jack, I can tell you honestly on this podcast, I do not
Look him in
think
the
your
eyes
team's
right
good.
now. Look at him in the eyes.
Jack, I don't think your team's very good. I really don't. And I mean, who knows? You might win, but you have 2 guys carrying you. That is just very risky. I don't like the risk. I wouldn't take that risk. When playoffs come, you need multiple wins in a row. Are you going to get that out of 2 players? Only time will tell, really. I mean, you might. Who knows? I wouldn't take that risk. That's just me.
Now, RJ, you're just doing exactly what he wants. He's
I
just
spilled
doing
my shot.
Take
I
another.
spilled
Nick Chubb.
I
Chase,
spilled
any
it all over my foot.
any words on either of their team's performances?
It's also always good to see Kevin lose. We can all
Yes.
get rally around that. So
That's what I like. Now let's take a look at the next matchup. Kyle beat me, Teddy, 112 to 82. Talk about a down week for me. Kyle really digging himself out of that 0-3 hole, staying alive. He's at 1-2. He's got some hope. RJ, any thoughts while Chase catches up on the week 3 recap?
I mean, Ted, I'm not gonna lie. You kind of just threw away the week. It seemed like. I mean, to me, throughout the week, looking at it, I mean, you're starting Tyler Algier. I almost spilled my shot again. I better go ahead and take it. You started Tyler Algier, gave you 3.9. I mean, Derrick Henry.
2 points from Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry's tough, but the fact of the matter is, you started Sky Moore. You could have started anyone, I think, that was available. I mean,
Not the Jags defense, though.
well, they weren't available, Chase. That's the thing. They weren't available. Even if he wanted to in that spot, he couldn't because they weren't available. You made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, Teddy, the injuries are, and I know you didn't want to talk about this last week, but the Saquon injury, Aaron Jones injury, things are starting to add up a bit, and I don't want you to have to. But you might need to start looking at the trade block, seeing if there's anything available. Long term, if these issues continue, you might need to make some moves. Specifically to Sir Banks a lot because he's ahead. I mean, you're still 2-0. You're in a great spot. I don't know.
RJ, imagine your defense scoring you 32 points. Could you imagine that?
Which is what happened to Kyle. True.
I wish my defense scored 0 points, honestly.
If Kyle played the Jags defense, he would have lost. Let's just throw that out there. Yeah. If Kyle played the Jags defense, he would have lost. A big carry job, 32 points.
36
he would have lost.
I hate myself.
Is the defense.
Who's the top defense? I want to trade for the top defense. I will give. Who has the top defense? Can anyone look that up real quick?
It's probably Kyle at this point with the 32 point performance, I would guess. So the last matchup, which is why we have Chase here, I thought we needed to have him talk about this. Chase, you beat Trevor 182 to 108. Not only is that historic, going in the record books, putting you not at the top, but pretty dang close. You would have beat Trevor if you just played 3 players. Mostert, Cousins, Devontae scored 109. That is insane. Chase, how do you do it?
I mean, who would have thought Raheem Mostert would put up 42 points as like a
You did.
32-year-old Dolphins running back? They'd never score points.
You did.
It was just good. It was good to get a win. I'm glad my record.
Shut up.
I'm glad my record still stands of most points in a single game, and that was before PPR, so that's a true accomplishment. But yeah, just a good weekend. I actually got to watch Red Zone, and it's always good when you get to see your team put up 182 points, right, RJ?
All right, Chase. I've looked for this text because I was going to bring it up during this podcast, but I couldn't find it for the life of me. Maybe I was drunk. I don't know. But at some point in week 1, you texted in some group and said, my team is so bad. And you had to word it in a way where I couldn't look up that text and find it. But you are the epitome of, oh, my team is so bad. I suck. And then now, after 3 weeks, you are leading the league in points scored. Like, shut up with that shit. Okay, we get it. You are a fantastic manager. I'm keeping it civil. Okay, I don't want to hear that. It's a similar with Trevor saying, oh, I think RJ's going to get a field goal right here. Oh, he's definitely going to get a field goal.
Don't lump me in with that. That's.
I'm sorry. Hey, that's low. That's low. I shouldn't have done
low.
That. But
I know ball. He doesn't.
You know ball, but you said your team was bad. Your team is not bad. You have the best wide receivers out there. Running backs might get a little questionable.
Yeah.
But
I should have specified my running backs weren't great. But when Raheem puts up 42, I might start both Dolphins running backs this week. I don't know.
That's not a bad choice.
It's probably worth
playing the Bills. Well, that wraps up week 3. Let's get into Kyle's stat of the week. Oh, pause for the womp womp effect. Kyle.
Wait a sec.
Did not throw out a stat this week. Oh,
he did throw out a stat this week, but he did throw out a stat last week. What was that stat? Oh, the dominance of Division 1. 3 out of the top 4 scorers were in Division 1. It was week 2. We were 2 weeks in. I'm not saying Division 2 is going to be dominant, but what I'm saying is it's so goddamn early. Through week 3. Oh, what do we have? 3 out of the top 4 scores are in what division? Division 2. Like, come on, Kyle. Think of something a little more original.
Go off.
Oh, and then I already said what the other thing I had written down. Not saying Division 2 will reign supreme. I'm just saying that it's way too early to tell. That's it. That stat, I mean, I need some longevity with my stats. Division 2 right now is up there. Like, why didn't he mention that stat? Is he a little biased, maybe, because he's part of Division 1? I don't know.
Just gonna ask what division is he, because that's interesting.
Kyle Whitlock does not care about Division 2.
Confirmed Division 1. I just checked.
You just checked? Division 1?
Division 1 confirmed. Makes sense.
I mean, Teddy, I don't mean to bash your division. I like your division. I think your division's civil.
It brings the snacks. They bring the snacks.
You bring snacks. You bring the food.
Or wait, is it drinks?
Pub mix.
I bring drinks, but Kyle brings snacks. I'm not sure how that.
All I know is I want the little chocolatey dessert brownie dessert Rice Krispie.
That's a stat I could get behind.
Could we bring that to Vegas? That's what I want.
Wow, that RJ, you really took a turn on Kyle.
Yeah, sorry.
But it's what he deserves for not throwing out stats. He's got the job. He's not doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? Kyle, since I'm calling Kyle out on the pod, I don't think he wants to be a part of this pod. He gave you He said, "Oh, it has to be past 6:30. Can you give an end time?" Because Teddy, we all know you work nights. We gotta go with your schedule. You're the host. I'm the co-host, and then we have a guest. Okay, you are the main host. You do pretty much everything here. Hey, Kyle, if you want to be a part of this, I want you on. I want to debate with you.
Look him in the eye.
But we need you to give us a time if you want on here, or else we're gonna have I don't know, Trevor on next week. Trevor hasn't been an official guest. He called in as like a radio call-in type of guy. I don't know. Go ahead. What are we talking about next?
If you have Jack as a guest, would he just dial in?
He'll never be a guest. It's 1:05. He's working on Kroger's financial taxes right now. It's
that's
a burden on him.
That's
kind
of behind the shot. That's kind of behind the scenes. Let's focus on the content in front of us.
Sorry.
Next is RJ's poll position. Let's take a look at the polls. RJ. Wait. Someone was bashing Kyle, saying, "What are you doing? What is this?" But yet he can't even be bothered to put out a poll. RJ, I'm looking you in the eye.
Look him in the eye.
Do your job. You wanted to be
what did you say? What did you say last week? Oh no, these are Sir Binks-a-lot polls. I wanted to put out polls. One, I didn't want to jinx myself because obviously I'd be talking about myself and my own game that I was involved in. And you called out Sir Binks-a-lot. You said these are Sir Binks-a-lot polls last week. So if Sir Binks-a-lot wants to take ownership to it, go ahead and take it. If not, I will. But not this week because I do have Kenneth Walker the third on Monday night. And if I'm losing, I don't want to put out a poll on people guessing if I'm going to win or lose. But you better believe if I'm winning after Sunday night, I am 100% taking out Kenneth Walker because I know for a fact one of my players is going to end up with negative points like every other week. So,
well, calm down with Ginny.
Sorry.
I hear that although you don't have a poll, you might have some sort of other segment, surprise segment. No one's ever seen before it. Trying it out. Maybe. RJ, how about you take the floor?
Are we doing that right now? We want to do that right now?
That's all we have before the.
All right. I was thinking it was going to be after the
preview.
After the preview of next week, but yeah, we can go ahead and play our game. If we want to go ahead and play our game, do we want to? It's you guys. I hope you have something to write on. If not, we're going to have to be vocal. But I would hope you have something to write on. Chase, if Teddy has something to write on, you can be vocal first. Teddy can be second. You want to do that? All right, sounds good. We will the game. Who belongs? Who doesn't? All right. We are talking. Let's turn back the clock. We got 2019, okay? Trivia for fantasy football 2019. Who knows it? Ready? Are you guys ready?
I can write it down.
Okay, perfect. Question 1. Out of these 5 quarterbacks, which 2 did not finish in the top 5? Okay?
Fantasy points?
Ready? Fantasy points. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
A, Aaron Rodgers. B, Russell Wilson. C, Deshaun Watson. D, Dak Prescott. E, Patrick Mahomes. You got to pick 2. 2019. You got to go ahead and write them down. I'll give you a little bit to think about it. If you need me to repeat the names, I will. Until we get to it. 1 point for each person, and then I have a bonus. Oh, you guys, are you both ready?
I'm ready.
You both wrote them down?
Yep.
All right, show it. Camera. We got Chase with Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott, and then Teddy with Dak and Pat. Wow. You both got 1 point. and it was Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes.
Mm.
Aaron Rodgers finished 7th that year, and then Patrick Mahomes finished 6th. Russell Wilson finished 3rd, Deshaun Watson 4th, Dak 2nd.
Wow.
All right, bonus question for 2 points,
Oh,
and this is just a name. Who was the top quarterback that year? It wasn't any of the guys that I named. Could you think of it? He was MVP, I believe. Maybe not. I assume he was.
I'm locked in.
Shit.
If you don't know, you don't know. That's fine. It's just a bonus point if I figured you guys would be tied. I'll take a shot.
All right, I'm ready.
Go on.
Ready? Count it. Count us down, RJ.
Show it. Tom Brady. Both wrong. Lamar Jackson.
Wow.
That was his year,
MVP
2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Question 2. So we're both tied 1 point each. 5 running backs, which 2 did not make the top 5. We got A, Aaron Jones, B, Dalvin Cook, C, Austin Eckler, D, Saquon Barkley, and E, Ronald Jones. Put down your answers. If you need me to repeat them, I can.
Seems like a easy. Who is B?
B was Dalvin Cook.
I think it's a gimme.
Might be.
I'm ready. Casey, you ready?
Yep.
All right, show it. Teddy with Aaron Jones and Ronald Jones. And then Chase with Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley. You guys both again with 1 point. It was Saquon Barkley and Ronald Jones. Saquon
Is that the
finished
year?
7th.
Did Saquon tear his ACL that year?
Saquon
Oh.
finished 7th.
Mm.
Ronald Jones finished 13th.
Yeah, why
Bonus
was he in
question.
there?
I thought it was one of those because I'm such a. Okay.
Exactly. Bonus question for 2 points. Who is the top running back? None of them that I named were top running backs.
Oh. Casey, you ready?
All right. I think he was hurt. Yeah.
Show it. Chase was right with the 2 points. Christian McCaffrey.
That was,
It was
Run CMC.
It was unbelievable. Aaron Jones was second, 290.3 points. Christian McCaffrey, 440.
Mike.
That was,
Unbelievable that year.
was that when Chase had him his first breakout year? I think it was.
I have no idea. Was it 2019? Was his
That would've
first
been his
breakout
first
year?
breakout year.
I feel like that's a little bit past that.
He got
All right.
440 points.
So we have how many points? 4-3 or 4-2. Sorry, 4-2. Chase up. All right, 5 wide receivers. Which 2 finished in the top 5? We got A, Cooper Kupp. Sorry, go ahead.
Did not finish in the top 5.
Which 2 did not finish in the top 5? Same as the other 2 questions, just wide receivers. A, Cooper Kupp. B, Devontae Parker. C, Michael Thomas. Jenny, get off the computer. C, Michael Thomas. D, Keenan Allen. And E, Tyreek Hill. Write down your answers. Need me to repeat? I can. Whoever's listening to this podcast, think of your answers.
What was number 2?
2,
Or
You mean
B, Devontae Parker. Jenny, relax. Hold on. I think she wants to go inside.
Ginny.
I can edit this out in post. It's like it never happened.
Perfect.
You're gonna leave it in.
Go ahead and
No.
Uh,
No.
Oh, are we ready?
Did you guys get your answers?
Yep.
All right, show them. Keenan Allen and Devontae Parker. And then B and C, Devontae Parker, Michael Thomas. Teddy got 1 point. Chase got 0. The two people were Keenan Allen and Tyreek Hill.
Wow.
Keenan Allen finished 6th. Tyreek Hill finished 25th that
Ooh.
year. We had Cooper Kupp at 3, Devontae Parker at 5, and Michael Thomas was the number 1 wide receiver. Bonus. This is 2 people each. Who finished 2 and 4 that year? I doubt either of you can get these guys.
Finished 2 and 4. No way.
Yeah, you definitely could. You definitely could. If you think of just talented wide receivers in general, longevity, you could at least get 1. But I thought I'd throw this in there. It's 3 points each person. I don't know if I already said 2, but it's 3 points. 3
I'm
points,
ready.
both people.
Whoa,
Chase is ready.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Just think of talented receivers. It's nothing
4,
crazy.
3, 2, 1, and
You ready? You ready, Ted?
Yep.
Moses,
Moses Malone and T.Y. Hilton.
Devontae Adams, and Deebo Samuel. Damn, neither of you got points. It was
Dang.
It
Chris
wasn't
Godwin.
Moses Malone.
It wasn't. It was Chris Godwin and DeAndre Hopkins. I thought you might have got DeAndre Hopkins. All right, and so what does that mean? Chase is up 4-3
Yep.
Yes.
for 5 points. Last question: who finished as the top kicker that year? Is it A, Justin Tucker, B, Greg Zuerlein, or C, Harrison Butker? Write down your answer. Wait a second. Your answer, you have multiple pages for your answer.
You flip a page.
I've got a backup.
All right, I'm ready.
You guys are both ready?
Yep.
Show them. You both chose Greg the Leg, huh? So automatically Chase wins. Sadly.
What
But
if
it was not. It was. This guy. Pray for you, Greg, or Rob Baronis, Greg the Leg. I pray for Greg the Leg all the time. It was Harrison Butker. Both of you guys were wrong. Chase won 3-2. Was that a fun game? I need to know. Maybe
I
I'll
had
hear
fun.
back.
We'll let the viewers. We'll be tweeting.
Yeah,
We'll be texting.
I need to hear from the viewers just so I know future if we like these games. If not, we don't have to add them.
Wow.
I just thought I'd
Congrats
throw
to
that out there.
Chase.
A little short one. Yep.
First game
Chase
show
won
winner.
3-2.
Your money will be in the mail. So let's get going. As people have brought up, we probably should get Zoom Premium, but we're going. RJ, go ahead.
We got a little timeout as we know we got a sponsorship that we need to talk about as we begin the preview for week 4 of the 2023 ZFFL. I must remind you of our great sponsorship over our ZFFL ASICS Sportsbook, ASICS Footwear. Nothing feels better than the stability and comfort of the new Gel Kayano 30 running shoe. The shoe is rendered with soft touch material and pearl hues to symbolize the precious jewel that is given to a significant other on a couple's 30th anniversary. Built with the new 4D guidance system trademarked for on-demand stability and pure gel trademarked technology for softer landings every time. ASICS, a sound mind is a sound body. All right, there we go, Ted. What are we talking about? What game? Teddy and Monty?
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor. Thank you so much.
Beep, boop, bop.
Thank you
Beep,
all.
boop.
Where others see rain, you see confetti. Blast on. Blast off with positive energy for body and mind. ASICS. Sound mind, sound body.
Oh, welcome back. I want to say thank you to our sponsors yet again. ASICS, we love them. We love wearing ASICS. We love talking about ASICS. But ASICS Sportsbook, Chase, I'm sure you know how this segment goes. If you don't, I'll explain it really quick. I'll give the matchup. I'll briefly introduce it, talk about it. Then RJ, as the book, will give his breakdown. And then you'll go ahead and give your pick who will win. So we'll go with the first matchup, Teddy at Monty. The early projections are 112 to 115. Monty's not even sweating it. He's got his team. They're rolling. He's just waiting for week 5 to really get him rolling. Can my running backs recover? I don't know. Saquon, Aaron Jones, who knows what'll happen. RJ, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, I don't want to speak too much before Chase gives his pick. I mean, obviously, Monty is on an absolute tear. The book has been favoring Monty substantially throughout, week by week, the whole season with the over-under. I think his was the only one that was over-under 8.5. I mean, and also he's the only one that hasn't lost so far. So the book knows. The book knows, but I don't want to give too much. Chase, what do you think the line should be for Teddy at Monty? You got a prediction?
You usually give 3 points to the home team, so Monty's already -3.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Monty -4.5.
Monty -4.5. That's not too bad. Based off of your prediction, we have Monty favored with value at -2.5, -120 both sides. Monty money line -130, Teddy -115. Now, if we want to break down each other's lineups, we got T. Higgins that has a great matchup at Tennessee, which Tennessee is 29th against receivers. Also, Kyle Pitts at Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's 29th ranked defense against tight ends.
Oh, wait. That's the London game.
That is the London game. And historically, London games have gone the under. That's just the Sir Banks-a-Lot post. I don't know if Sir Banks-a-Lot plans on posting more picks after going 0-3 like he did last week. I'm not exactly sure, but if he does, London game historically goes under. But also, I did read that Brian Daboll is saying Saquon is getting better and hopefully will return this next week, which would help Teddy. Now, on the downside, Teddy's team, injuries. But other than that, King Henry, more like Court Jester Henry. I mean, he has been a joke. But also, he's facing Cincinnati, the 9th-ranked defense against running backs. Waddle dealing with an injury. And he's also facing at Buffalo, the 3rd-ranked defense against wide receivers. Where's his snap share going to be? With scoring 70 points without him, they got Devon Achane. They got Mostert, Tyreek. They got plenty of guys that are going to score. Where is Waddle gonna appear? Now Monty's team, we got a lot of depth. We got Adam Thielen versus Minnesota, which has allowed the third most points
Revenge
versus
game.
wide receivers. Revenge game as well. I didn't even
That's
I didn't even
big.
have that written down. Look
Yep.
at you, Chase. Now, Jacoby Myers also has a good matchup. I don't know who he's facing. That's just what I wrote down. Now, on the bad side, I wrote Adam Thielen as well. You want to know why, Ted?
Why?
Ask me why. Say it again.
Why is Adam
Just-
Thielen bad?
Which quarterback is going to play? Huh?
Ooh.
Let's think about that.
Mhm.
Andy Dalton definitely favored him way more than Bryce Young. Now that brings the question, is Andy Dalton a racist like Kevin O'Brien? I don't know. That brings up a large question. I know.
Hey, don't put Andy
It's
Dalton in
one to
that
bring up.
same.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry, Kevin. That's bad. That was a bad slur. I shouldn't have said that. Now the thing is with Monty, both of his quarterbacks have tough matchups. Cleveland has given up the second fewest points to quarterbacks, and he's facing Lamar. Is he going to play Lamar? I don't know. Amon-Ra at Green Bay. Green Bay, seventh fewest against wide receivers, and Mark Andrews versus Cleveland. Cleveland has allowed the fewest points to tight ends. I mean, based off of the book's value, I see a lot of value on Teddy, honestly, with the amount of downsides I see with Monty historically, stat-wise. But I don't know. Teddy, go ahead, continue. That's all I have.
No, Chase, who you got in this matchup? Did you give your pick? You just said Monty
I'm
minus
gonna-
4.5. Who do you have with the 2.5?
I'm gonna go with Monty.
Wow.
Just your
All right.
injuries and your.
You have Monty
you
money
don't-
line or Monty minus 2.5?
I'll take Monty
Yes.
minus 2.5.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Keep betting on Monty. That's what they want.
Who's they?
Them.
Keep betting on Monty.
Um,
That's who they want.
Let's look at our next game. We've got RJ versus Kevin. Early projection is RJ 115, Kevin 119. Big storylines in this game. Will RJ start a defense and will that defense score? And Kevin's team looks good on paper, but can it win? Jury's still out. RJ, what do you got for this one?
Well, personally, if you want to talk about the defense, I've thought about picking up the Monday night defense and then just dropping them if I'm already ahead and just
That's
letting them
smart.
go. Yeah,
That's
but the
smart.
thing is I already have Kenneth Walker on Monday night. I'm already fucked. Like, I know that's a bad thing. I don't want anyone on Monday night. But my whole lineup is everywhere. If I end up starting Jordan Love, we got Thursday night. And then also we got whoever my tight end is. I don't even know his name. The Lions tight end.
Sam
Thursday
Laporta.
night. Sam Laporta. Both my running backs, I think, play at 9:30 a.m. because they're in the fucking London game. I'm personally, I think I'm fucked this week because it never ends up good when I wake up on a Sunday. Both my running backs will end up having 8.5 points. That's what always happens. It's never a high-scoring game when you play in London. But the book, since I have the information in front of me, I don't write it. I get it.
They do.
It actually has it as a pick'em. RJ minus 120, Kevin 120. I don't know who's going to win. But I also have these notes down here. I didn't write them. The book did. RJ positive plus KW third, Kenneth Walker the third at Giants, who have allowed the seventh most points against running backs, but also Jake Elliott. Let's not forget about Jake Elliott right now. He has had double-digit points as a kicker all 3 weeks. He's number one kicker versus Washington at home. They've allowed the fourth most points to kickers, and he's the number one kicker. I don't know. It's kind of scary. Now, the downside with RJ, it's defense, defense, defense. RJ is starting the Ravens at defense right now at Cleveland, who has allowed the fourth most points against defense. But let's not forget, RJ is starting them. RJ is starting them, so they are bound to give up 40-plus points regardless. They are going to lose. The Ravens will lose by a lot of points. It's going to end up being a shootout. But also, not just that. We have Travis Etienne versus Atlanta. And Atlanta has allowed the third fewest points to running backs. So it's not a good outlook for RJ necessarily for running backs, which has actually been his strong suit. Now, kissing cousins, we have on the plus side, we have Puka, we have Kelsey, we have Najee, all facing defenses that have allowed at least 7 points or 7th most points at their respective positions. I'm drunk, okay? I'll take another shot if you want me to, Ted.
Hey,
but
Nick Chubb.
Fuck. But the thing is Najee, Puka, Kelsey. The main thing is I'm scared of Puka and Kelsey. Puka with the receptions, Kelsey with the just positional advantage. Najee, if he ends up starting him, if he scores a touchdown, I'm fucked. It's the same thing with any other running back at the flex position. Now, on the bad sign, positional or defensive wise, Ridley and Brian Robinson, they're both facing tough defenses. They're both defenses are giving up less than 7%, or not 7%, 7th most at their respective positions that they're facing. So yeah, it's very up in the air. That's why the book has it a pick 'em. Chase, what do you got?
I think it comes down to quarterback
Ooh.
and Jalen Hurts versus Washington. If weather doesn't play a part, I think Jalen has a big game. So I'm gonna go kissing cousins, which RJ is familiar with.
Yep, I have done that and more to my opponent. Actually, I have
etc.
I could go on for hours about what I did to my opponent's cousin. But that's nor what. Next game.
Next game, we got a fun matchup. Chase at 2-1 at Kyle 1-2. Chase early projected to win 119-107. Can Chase's electric team do it again? Miami plays Buffalo, so there's a lot of tie-ins with his team. Kyle really needs Josh Allen and the Bills to take care of business. They were a big part of Kyle's win last week, and they stop Chase's double running back duo of the Dolphins. RJ, what do you got for that one?
Chase, I'm curious, what do you think your line should be for that game? I want to hear that first.
His line should be plus
you versus
minus
Kyle.
70.
You think Chase minus 70?
Chase
Really?
minus 70. That's what I would say.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you shitting on Kyle's team on this podcast?
I mean, if his defense didn't score 32, he would have scored 80.
Ooh, shit, Kyle, you hear
And
that? I called you out
about
joining the podcast. Teddy called you out about your team. I'd love to hear the response. I can't wait.
Chase,
go ahead.
Chase minus 3.5. I guess Austin Eckler isn't playing. And Jahmyr Gibbs, is he going to prove himself to be?
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. The book actually has Chase at minus 5.5, minus 120. Chase money line at minus 140. Kyle minus 105. Now, the good things about each team, we have Javonte, Jamar, and Devontae. They're all facing, all I have written down is plus matchups. They're all facing top 7
I like that.
matchups at their positions. Now, the big question mark is Tank Dell. He's a good matchup. Fantastic matchup he's facing. He's a little congested at wide receiver, honestly. I mean, let's look at Chase's team. His wide receivers are stacked. Is Tank Dell ever going to play? Wide receiver-wise, Tank Dell on any other team, I think, would start at least at flex. I don't know who he's facing, but all I wrote down is he's facing, and he has a good matchup, quote unquote good matchup. I can take a picture. I can take a picture that I wrote good matchup. But historically, throughout the first 3 weeks, if you want to consider that historic, Pittsburgh has given up a lot of points to wide receivers, or I wouldn't have pointed that out. Now, the bad thing about Chase's team, Kirk Cousins at Carolina. Carolina's allowed the 5th fewest points to quarterbacks. I mean, Kirk Cousins has been fantastic this year. Do we want to risk that with this matchup? Now, Rashad at New Orleans. New Orleans gives up the 7th fewest. I think Chase has started Rashad at least once, maybe twice this year. Are we going to start him again? If not, I get it because he is a tough matchup.
He's currently on Chase's bench.
Currently on Chase. Well, I just wanted to put out not the whole lineup, but some of the lineup because Ted, people change. All right, people change. So he might change his lineup. Now, Olave Garden.
I'm doing it right now.
Now, Olave Garden, good matchup. We got Josh Kelly and Eckler, whoever starts. Because you know what? Las Vegas, they allowed the 6th most points versus running backs. It doesn't matter who's running the ball. They're scoring. They're running for yards. Now, the only thing I have bad for Olave Garden, and I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts if you look at his lineup. Why the hell is Kevontae Turpin on his roster? Because he's owned in 0.3% of leagues. Am I missing something? He didn't even score last week. Why does Kyle have Kevontae Turpin on his lineup? I've thought this for weeks now, and he has not dropped it. Kyle knows something that we don't know, and I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I really can't wait. I'm excited to see what Olave Garden has in store for us with Kevontae Turpin. I'm pumped. But that's just something I had to point out. He didn't even score last week, did he?
No, I
don't think he had a point.
He didn't have a point.
Points week 1.
Yeah.
And I think that was
a target. He didn't have a target.
He did nothing. I don't think he went on the field. I'm interested. I'm really excited to see what happens with Kevontae Turpin.
Still had more points than the Jags defense, though.
Have a good rest of the podcast.
Or do you get?
We still have one more game.
No, Chase, if you wouldn't talk shit as a guest to the co-host.
This is our fucking podcast, man.
This is our podcast, Chase.
You go by the rules or you're out.
I could fuck you right now. You got that? All right, let's go on.
Did Chase give a pick for that last matchup?
I don't really care.
All right, our last matchup, our marquee matchup, the matchup everyone has been waiting for, the grudge match. After all that smack talk, Jack going to Trevor's house. Jack at Trevor. Early projections, Jack 117, Trevor 116. Can Jack's team, i.e. Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, get him over the hump? Or will Trevor get his first win? Trevor at 0-3. RJ, what do you got for this one?
Man, I must have got drunk while writing this. All I wrote down was Trevor's plus and minus. I didn't write a single thing down for Jack's shitty-ass team. But for Trevor, what I wrote was Alexander Madison and actually Jaylen Warren. They're facing defenses that give up at least the 5th most points to running backs. Like, are we going to start? Yeah, both on his bench. That's the thing with Joe Mixon and Alvin Kamara and then Pittman at his flex right now. Are we going to make changes to at least let one of those guys in the flex? I don't know. Now, the bad matchup, he's starting both these guys right now with the bad matchup. We have Justin Jefferson and Joe Mixon. Their defenses are giving up 5th most for their respective positions. And I don't feel great about that. I really don't. I mean, that's not a good look that he's starting both guys with tough defenses. But the thing is I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now at Jack's team. All right, we got Ramondre Stevenson. He's facing at the Cowboys. Cowboys are giving up the second fewest points to fantasy running backs at wide receiver. And I know you can't sit him. It's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is facing the Bills in Buffalo. They've given up the third fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. I don't see any bright side to Jack's team. I mean, Cam Akers, same thing with Alexander Madison. You got Amari Cooper. Ravens are giving up the sixth most fantasy points to wide receivers. It's tough out there for Jack right now. Colts are giving up the seventh most points to wide receivers for Tutu Atwell. Jordan Addison's fucked. Christian Kirk's fucked. It's not a good look for Jack right now. I mean, only the Philadelphia Eagles against the Commanders is the only good thing for Jack. But right now, the line for Trevor and Jack, we actually have Trevor at minus. Oh, sorry. Chase, what do you think? I don't want to spoil anything. Obviously, you know Trevor's the favorite. What do you think? How much buy? What do you think? Or do you think Jack should be the favorite? I'm curious.
I thought it'd be a pick'em, but maybe
You
Trevor
thought it'd be a pick'em.
maybe Trevor minus 2.5.
That's wild. We actually have Trevor minus 4.5 at minus 120, Jack at minus 120. Trevor money line at minus 135, Jack at minus 110. I don't know if I said it, but Chase is minus 140 money line. Kyle minus 105, which I know a lot of people will see value on. No offense, Chase.
No, I get it.
But that's pretty much all I have. The next thing I had written down was my game, but you already took that from me, Ted. So that's all I got. What do you guys got?
As far as Chase, did you give who you think is going to cover the spread? Trevor at Jack.
I think Trevor covers. I think Matt Gay is the X factor coming off that 24 point performance. He's going up against the Rams, who give up the 30th most points to kickers. I think that is the X factor right there.
No, give me a break. Jack money line, says the book. The book is begging you to take Trevor. Trevor isn't shit. Fuck Trevor.
I thought the book trashes Jack to get people to.
No, ever since it becomes
Nah.
self-aware, the book has to flip the other way. Jack knows what's up. He's got that grin on his face. He knows he's smart. Jack's such a smart guy.
I mean, look, go ahead and look at the points scored right now. Who's in last place?
Trevor.
It's Trevor at 298.88. Where's Jack? 343.64. We're talking almost 50 points right there. We're talking almost 50 points. Who's in first? Chase, chasing number 4, the guy that was like, my team's awful week 1. Oh, my team is so bad, I'm going to have to come. Shut up. Yeah, you're in first. Yeah, Monty's in second. And you know what? I'm in third at 1 and 2. How shitty is that? The thing is it goes down to the breakdown. Look at the breakdown. Monty, I agree. Monty should 100% be in first. Jack is in second. That's the thing.
Wow.
Only the second week he was 0-7. Other than that, Jack is 13-1 the other 2 weeks. He's almost been the top scoring guy for 2 weeks straight. Other than obviously you, Chase Fisher. And then it's Chase, Ted, me, Kev, Kyle, Trev. Trev's been in last. Trevor 1-6, 2-5, 1-6. That's not the best look. I don't know. I'm saying there are holes in the book, man. We have Trevor as a favorite here. Book might be fucked. Maybe more people should actually fucking bet than the 3 people that normally do. Because that's all we have.
Trevor. Looking at you, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor, you could give a couple bones.
Trev, maybe you should actually bet.
Yeah, but
Jack,
Trevor talks big.
Hey, Jack, fuck you. There. That's sorry. Go ahead, Ted.
No, I just wanted to, as we're wrapping it up, I wanted to say thanks to Chase for coming in. I know I don't really know how time zones work, but I think it's about 5 a.m. there.
Yep.
Chase, it's been great to have you. Is the sun coming up? Is there anything else you want to say? Any like stuff you've got going on you want to plug? Anything like that on the podcast on this?
No, I just want to say thanks for the invite and thanks for working around time zones and Rocket League schedules and all that stuff.
Of course. If only Kyle would also find a time that would help all of us. Because Kyle obviously doesn't want to be on the pod. Kevin doesn't want to be on the pod. I just can't wait for next week. It's going to be exciting. Whoever's on next week, I don't know, but it's definitely not going to be Kyle or Kevin because they don't give a shit. So or Jack don't give a shit. Jack hasn't listened to a goddamn thing. Oh. Jack is too busy taking shots and doing taxes for someone. Fuck Jack.
That's all the time we have. Like we were saying, if you want to be on the podcast, reach out. Maybe we'll consider you. Reach out to us at our new Twitter handle at ZFFFLFFPod on all major platforms, on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, anywhere you can find us. What? Make sure to get those bets in before the Thursday night game.
Yeah, get the bets in.
Please get the bets in. We need you. We need to get Zoom Premium. Put your bets in, please. And as always, thanks for watching, listening, and fuck you, Trevor.
Fuck you, Trevor. Seriously, fuck Trevor.